Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome back to the Red Cord. Um, with a lot of things going on currently, um, there are several things. So, what I'm doing today is making mini capsules so that I can label all the videos appropriately so that when you need to come back or to share, um, it's not in a state of confusion. And I do plan sometime when I can, when I do get a proper laptop with certain software that I need, to re-edit even my previous videos. And there are certain portions which I want to make into specific capsules, so that the new waves of twin flames or those who are awakening can also gain access and use it. And I again would like to request those of you who can, please try and get me subscribers so that I get the community board and that I can start doing live streaming again using my phone, which will make me more able to provide you with the content and updates. If you haven't yet followed me on my Instagram, please do that at spirit.blythe, um, where I do post energy updates and I do from time to time interact on the direct messaging. So today's first, I would like to start with, a lot of you I am seeing are getting very distracted by all that is being thrown at you. For years, I have been requesting those who are my soul tribes, my soul families, my clients, my students, my followers, to please stay away from news, from papers, the media overall. And the reason for that are several, but one is because of the bombardment is pulling you down in vibration. Okay, I will be making, I don't know if I will talk in this, I don't have a proper format for how I wish to do it because I always just channel. But with a certain actor committing suicide, with certain incidents happening, be it the threat of war with our neighboring countries, be it the death of our worker class who had to walk home, be it because of different stance of people with regards to how this pandemic should be dealt with, be it race, be it caste, be it religion. You are being brought back into a divide. You are being polarized yet again. And as light workers, as someone who is either woken up or waking up, you have to be very careful. If you are triggered by a certain news and you choose to take sides, you have let them succeed. You have again become polarized. If you are criticizing an industry, if you are taking side of a politician or of anything, if you are in any form of understanding of separateness and supporting one or the other, when you are fully awoken and your third eye is open, you will see dark versus light. Nothing else should matter. The words such as good and bad, right and wrong, this is what has always been, so it should continue, are all keeping you in a state of division, of polarization. They are pulling you right back into the 3D, into the matrix, and keeping you stuck there. Before you know it, your ego has got engaged. You're triggered, you're angry, you're crying, whatever is happening. Momentarily, if you are moved, good, you're compassionate. But if after so many days of something happening, you're still going on and on about it, what you're essentially doing is avoiding your inner work. You are using that as a distraction to place the blame, to place your attention elsewhere so you don't have to go inward. The best way to use any such triggering incident news is to ask you, why does it bother you so much? Okay? It's your shadow when you see in another. For example, if you think someone was bullied and you start criticizing who you think is the bully, check within you, were you bullied or are you a bully? Who do you see as having treated you unfairly? A lot of people are talking about being anti nepotism, and yet they'll be the first people who will want their parents to leave all their property in their name, in their wills, will want their parents to take their side over their spouse in an argument. It's just lesser, it's the same. When you are judging anyone, you're judging yourself, so why don't you just go inward and do your own inner work? Anything that happens, ask yourself, why is it affecting me so much? Alright. Now, what is going on? Simultaneously, all dimensions are existing at the same time. This is not new. Those who have already come into 5D and above, when this pandemic and this lockdown, the panic, everything has started, would have found they were with their families or their loved ones. Somehow they were able to provide for their essentials, as in medicine, food, whatever your daily requirements were, pay your bills, have a place to stay. For them, essentially what was happening was they, this is going to be confusing, so hear me out, and if you don't get it, rewind and listen again. The ascension that was supposed to take place in 2012, they were a fistful, literally a fistful of us who already chose ascension, and we made it. So current events for those who are in 5D or above is like watching a flashback, a non-linear narration of in a film of how it happened. We are just witnessing, but from an observer point of view. This is what led to this, is what became the tipping point, and one person's murder and one person's suicide and one elephant's death became the tipping point to bring about protests and changes and rebellion or whatever. They are just in observer state. They're watching the unfolding in flashback. This is a flashback for them. Those who are in 4D I'm sorry, some app just something happened on my laptop. Okay, those who are in 4D, when that option appeared to them in 2012 or before or just right after, they were semi woke and they kind of remembered this is what they are supposed to go through and cross transition into the 5D, but they stayed semi awoke. They were either complacent, they were comfortable, they were scared, whatever the reason was. Some conditionings had to still be let go. For them, this was the grace period from 2012 till 2021, wherein they could, it's like extra time to submit your project because your teacher or your guide has seen your project outline, the work that you have done, the research material that you have. So they've given you that grace period to complete and submit because they know you did not, maybe you fell ill, whatever the things were, you had not yet finished your karma with certain people, XYZ. So the way they are going through this is having to remember to stay focused on the inner work, on raising their vibration, not giving in to what your eyes and your brain and your ego is telling you. For them, at this moment, the mantra is do not think. Full stop. Don't think. How is this happening? Don't think. If you're asking that question, you're thinking. Just stay in surrender, keep doing your inner work, if anything is triggering you, go in. If something is upsetting you, write, journal, purge, release. Keep doing that over and over again. Don't think. Don't. Yet there are people who have chosen to stay in the 3D. And as the split is becoming more and more obvious, we do not know what kind of shape it will take. Some people used to think we'll be placed, lifted, and placed on another earth. Uh, I don't believe that, and I have not yet received any clear channeling as to how that will happen. But just for the sake of giving an example, I will say, for example, by the time you have crossed 5D, 6D, 7D, wherever, and you have started trusting your intuition blindly, when the time comes, you may receive, for example, like a honing beacon. Get up and go to XYZ place, Machu Picchu, Shangri-La, wherever. And because now you have got used to following your intuition, you don't question it and you go there. That's where the new 5D community society, as we all have envisioned, will be the settlement of that, perhaps. Physically, we may be on the same planet Earth, but dimensionally, we will be living in a completely different kind of a society. There are certain examples of certain places that already exist like that, but they're not fully free from the matrix. It is taking time, it is very hard, and one of the very important lessons at this time is to remember it's a spiral, so the same things do come up again and again and again till you're on the tip. And then you'll be able to look and realize all of it was important, none of it was important. You had to go through, it doesn't matter that you did. It is a state of consciousness. Once you reach there, these words will start making sense. You have to just trust that you have the knowledge, the wisdom, the DNA, the upgrades are taking place within you. So just allow it. Just get out of your own way, get out of your own resistance to what's happening. Where it comes to suicide, because we are talking, no, I'm going to make a separate one for that. This, I just wanted you to understand the bifurcations and how you have to respond in these given times. If you are going through supernatural experiences, hearing voices, seeing things out of the corner of your eye, don't give in to fear. No matter what's happening, just connect with the light, stay in the light, do your inner work. Do not. And I've been saying this for years and I don't understand why people just won't understand this. If you go to a 3D doctor or 3D astrologer, a person who is a part of the matrix, and you expect them to give you correct guidance, they cannot. They can only understand you from this much understanding. Their consciousness is just this much. They can only meet you as deeply as they have met themselves from the dimension they operate from. If you go to a 3D astrologer and, for example, talk about your twin flame, they will tell you they are negative for you. They are going to bring destruction in your life. Because the time when you meet your twin flame, you have to unplug from the matrix. Like in the movie Matrix, when Neo is being awoken, all the pipes that are attached to him, back of his head and his back and his arms, the plugs are unplugged. Anything that keeps you attached into the matrix has to be detached. Your prime focus at this time is not to get more involved with controversies and what's going on. It is detachment. The beginning part of this journey does make it appear to others who are not yet there that you become cold, callous, ruthless, indifferent, selfish. That's their perspective. Detachment does not mean you'll stop doing good. Detachment means nothing owns you. You can own whatever you want. You can manifest every desire. You'll become very selective about what you manifest. I'm sorry, when I'm channeling, I do sweat a lot, even though the air conditioner is working. So I'm going to now go on and make the second video. I hope this made sense and this has helped you. Love you.